Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several Veersmith levels, so in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veersmith levels, starting up with this one. The Pit of Many Trials, a group level, with 18 plays and a score of -1. As the title states, this is a collaboration level designed by the following authors: C-Sketch, Buster, PK Ouija, Bird of Terror, Golden Skeleton, and Absolute Loser, Diamond Minotaur, Letian, and Dan the Munchlax 782. The next 2 levels I'll cover in this episode will also be collaboration levels. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. All these challenges are doable Buster only, by the way. So that first section dealt with all those keys and the Plantman platforms. This section deals with magnets. So I suppose this section will be designed by a different author. Watch as I die due to funky magfly mechanics. Ah, that wasn't too bad. In fact, that was rather short. So this is section number 3, dealing with keys and Crystal Joes. So we had 3 different sections, now this is the 4th section. Is this a combination? No, it's the charge kick segment. Or rather the special weapon usage segment. Thank you for placing these large weapon pickups on the world itself, so we're not forced to farm. Why use time slow when you can do this instead? Fun with screen boundaries. Here though, I will use it. Section number 5. I still believe that each one of these sections was designed by a different author, as the environments look rather different. but with the exception of the 4th section, all of these were doable buster only. This is the section with the Camusa Burrows and the Wanans. Now Sniper Joe's red force beams and springs, not to mention count bombs. This section looks rather familiar from a previous level I covered, which was also a Virus Med level. I guess they took inspiration from there. I think it was leveled by either Buster or another user. Even this section looks familiar. Section number 6. I suppose this is the final part of the stage, as I see multiple gimmicks here. And the punishment here for failing is death. Makes sense as this is probably the final section. See, that wasn't too bad. Section number 7. There were 8 level designers in this collaboration, so I suppose there'll be 8 or 9 sections. This section deals with the Crushers. Section number 8. I probably want to go for that, just to be safe. Two separate routes, the bottom one is probably easier. Considering the order of designers provided in the instruction manual, or rather the description of the stage, are not in alphabetical order, I presume that this final section was made by Dan the Munchlax 782. So far, I think this is an okay to above okay level. Section number 9, I guess? It is, the final section. For a collaboration level, this was okay, although I liked the previous collaboration level I played on this channel more. That was a 2 Screen Rotation collaboration level. In fact, I'll be covering the next one in the series as the 3rd level in this episode. A bunch of question marks, boss time. As I said, this was an okay to above par level. Some sections were better than others, like I found the first section to be fun, but some were just there. And the difficulty progression was a bit inconsistent, probably a side effect of having multiple authors. Second level on the lineup is Superpower of Teamwork, a group level, with 47 plays and a score of 8. Just like with the previous level, this is a collaboration level, whose designers are Lunoleaf, Kevin Y, Shalled Muscles, Delta Mudkip, Right Hand Man, Very Clean Guy, NX Tech, Buster, and Hydrochlorination. So this stage should have at least 9 or 10 sections. The first 9 designed by each of the aforementioned level designers, and the final one being a congratulations screen. So if the order holds true, this first section was designed by Lunoleaf. And Lunoleaf is a pretty good level designer. They won the last 2 level design challenges after all. Compared with the previous collaboration's opening level, this feels more enjoyable already. When I say opening level, I meant to say opening section. I'll know when I hit a new section when the aesthetics change up. Not yet though, as the gimmicks are still the same. We have the Techions, the Crushers, and about the same enemies as before. Cutting it a bit close there. And this time I start out with only the Mega Buster. Here's checkpoint number 2, a tree. It seems we're still in the same section. I wonder if we transition over to another level designer once we hit those blackout blocks. That could be the case. In that case, the previous section was made by Kevin Y, and now we're in Shalled Muscles segment. Let me know if that's the case in the comments section below. Compared with the previous stage where the sections had all sorts of different gimmicks, this one has a lot more consistent set of gimmicks. We're still using the Techions and the Crushers after all. Can I have some more health please? I really need it. I don't even have any E-tanks. I should have climbed down the ladder more. At first I thought it was too low, but actually it was too high. Yep, compared with the previous stage, this definitely has a better difficulty curve, but overall it's more challenging. It only took about a minute to get back here anyways. And the next checkpoint was right over here, of course. At least the checkpoint placement is on point, but the stage ended a lot faster than what I expected. Getting him in the hole is going to be the other hard part. So let's try this again. Compared with the previous level, this felt a lot more cohesive. Like all the sections didn't feel disparate with their own unique gimmicks and enemies, this felt like one cohesive whole level. So this gets a higher rating. There's not enough time to make him drop into the pit. I could potentially do it with some more advanced dodging, but I don't want to risk it. Made it this time. One or two of my charge shots were supposed to be charge shots, but for some reason it fired too early. Oh well. This boss fight was tough, but I enjoyed this stage more than the previous one, so I say it's above average or above par. Probably a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 at best. Third level on the lineup is 2 Screen Rotation Collab Icy Spiral, with 7 plays and a score of 1. This collaboration level was designed by the following authors: Nuclearstomp, LinkPlaysGames, D23, Baled, Virusman, King Me, MemeGuy, and PoisonousGas. When I say MemeGuy, I mean official MemeGuy. And this is looking to be a longer level, probably at least 40 to 50 screens long. And just as the title states, this is going to be a nice level. Speaking of which, when they said 2 Screen Rotation Collab, that means that every level designer worked on 2 screens at a time before handing it over to the next level designer. Person A created the first 2 screens of the stage, then handed it over to Person B, who added the next 2 screens of the stage, and so on and so forth until the stage was completed. Well, even if you fail one of these challenges, at least you can reset the room without dying. And compared with the previous two collaboration levels, so far this is my favorite one. It has the best cohesion, the best aesthetics. In terms of level design and challenge, it's about the same as the previous one. But I always love playing through these collaboration levels, as each level designer can refine the level and supplement each other's weaknesses or shortcomings, not to mention adding their own unique twists and flares to the level. Here I gotta be careful not to destroy too many of the junk blocks, as otherwise I need to reset the room. I would like to know where the next checkpoint is though. Here it is, a perfect placement. All three stages have pretty good checkpoint placement, especially the second and third level. The first level had some wonky checkpoint placements during the first few sections. The boss of this stage is probably weak to the atomic fire, so I better conserve it. And we're back outside again in the forest. With a vertical spinning top segment. And if we go up here we get a bonus. An easier route essentially. This is currently my favorite level of this episode. Very solid difficulty curve, nice introductions of enemies and gimmicks, and nice recombination of all the challenges. And none of the challenges feel unfair. And there are no places where you can soft lock yourself. And here, even if you slide, you have more time to react. I classify this stage as being almost good to good, at least a 7 out of 10. Perhaps even a 7.5 out of 10. I'm really enjoying my time here, even though this stage feels a bit longer than usual. It feels like 2 stages glued onto each other, or 2.5 stages glued onto each other. I will say that it feels somewhere in between a traditional level and a fortress level. It started out as a traditional level, but it's becoming more and more like a fortress stage. In terms of difficulty, that is. Do I want that? No thanks, I have enough. I don't think the final boss encounter is that difficult. And even though it doesn't look like it, the tops of the ice blocks are not slippery. We're now up in the sky, descending back to ground level. I'm always wary with these types of slide jumps. Can we please have a checkpoint nearby? I guess we're nearing the boss battle. Thank you. I would have liked one more a bit earlier, as this feels a bit stingy near the end. These sections can pose some troubles for lesser experienced players. His weakness here is the air shooter. You can do this buster only, in fact you can do the entirety of the stage buster only, but using special weapons makes it easier. Not by much though, only during certain sections. The special weapons don't really break the flow of the level, or make it too easy I mean. Still, you gotta be careful not to fall into the spikes if you're not paying attention. But as I said, currently my favorite level of this episode. Good work, collaboration team, you deserve it. Fourth level on the lineup is Short Exploration Adventure by Squiggs, with 24 plays and a score of 12. This is going to be a rather short level, probably only up to about 15 or 16 screens long. I'll start by going to the left. We start off with the ring boomerang. So the key is either up this ladder or to the right. I assume it's up this ladder. And it is. I wonder what's to the right first, on top of all these clouds. A free tank on top of this heart cloud. There's our first utility. I will get it, but first let me go to the left. So there's our hyper bomb. And here's the super arrow. So let's drop down over here, get the tank, and then go to the right. There's probably a gap I need to cross using the super arrow. Here's our first checkpoint of this level. It's rather easy, so I'm not complaining. Wow, I should have dealt with that caterpillar there first. I thought I could sneak through. And our boss battle is down below, it's Plant Man. This works pretty well. Oh, never mind, he's probably also weak to the Hyper Bomb. This stage just existed. It was a fun little romp. Okay at best. So the fifth and final level of this part is Water Tower Only for Professionals updated by MAGMAX with 16 plays and a score of 2. I'm probably gonna die a bunch of times here. Well, I can't slide here. I can only jump and shoot. And my base infinite weapon is the needle cannon, not the Mega Buster. Probably need damage boost here. And I was right. Into the Maw of the Beast. Now a section with these. Essentially using that as a makeshift barrier. I probably want to leave that large weapon energy to the left, just in case. This stage is surprisingly on the nicer side. Alright, don't bounce atop these springs. Good to know. And don't jump too high. I edited out at least 5 failures. At least if I hit the checkpoint, I can reset there. And this actually makes it a bit easier because I can save myself. Alright, I jump cut past 3 failures there. Last time I almost made it, but I made a slight error. I would have liked if it was a large weapon capsule here. So we have a Rush Jet segment now. That was rather straightforward. The hardest part of the stage were all those springs, and that was due to all the tap jumps required. These open segments were rather easy. Next up is probably the boss battle. Of course, weapon farming will not work here, as I wanted to at least. So the boss is Metal Man. He has no weaknesses. And I have no E-Tanks either, so this is going to be one of the harder and more tedious parts of this stage. As Metal Man doesn't have a weakness, this is going to take a while. And I don't have the E-Tanks. This is why this is the hardest part of the level. Made it with one hit point left to spare. I could have also used the needle cannon, that would have been useful too. But I didn't really like this boss battle. It's just too monotonous and tedious. Out of the 5 levels I covered in this episode, my favorite level would definitely be 2 Screen Rotation Collab Icy Spiral. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more Veersmith levels. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!